Just two adjacent girls living in a lovely world. They took a podcast train going anywhere, but kind of specifically through Austin, Texas. Yeah, hook 'em horns.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Adjacent.
Hey, Prince.
All right, today we have someone really special coming to join us.
So special. She's so special.
We have, who are we introducing today, Shelby?
We are introducing our phenomenal producer, Jordan Cannon.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited. I love Jordan. She just brings it.
I mean, how we met Jordan, and we'll talk about a little bit on the podcast and during the interview, is our crew kind of missed a couple of baseball games one year, and the ladies couldn't make it. And so when we showed back up to baseball that season, and there was this new crew out there, and we were like, well, who the hell? What the hell is happening? Who are all these people? They were sitting in our seats. We were like, what the hell is happening? It took me 4 years to get that seat. You're here day one and you already have the front row. What's going on? They had met Mark through his Twitter feed, Occupy Left Field, and they all started coming out there. And they were all they all worked for ESPN, Longhorn Network. And we were hesitant. Well, I was. I'm not going to speak for anybody else. We were a little hesitant to connect with them. We were like,
Right. We were going through a no new friends period.
yeah, it was like
for about 5 years. And then we said, screw it. We want Jordan and Becca and all the gang in our lives. So we had, Antonio was there playing his trumpet.
oh my gosh, so funny.
The whole crew. And then they started bringing their people in. And it just is a melting pot of amazing. But I would kind of say in the center of it is Jordan.
Oh yeah. She I feel like she was our first adoption into that group. We were like, who's this badass? She's so funny. I mean, she showed up and it was her and Becca. They showed up with jello shots like every game, and we were like, who are you? How do you have this much time to make a bunch of jello shots? And they just really brought it. They brought a lot of fun to Left Field. But I was a slow adopter. I was like, are y'all gonna stay? We've had so many people come in and out. I kind of got tired of like going deep with them and then they disappear.
She was she was filming Left Field as part of the
Yeah. So one time she was doing a show on Left Field, and I'm sure she regretfully post gave me one of the GoPros, and I think she had to edit everything out that I did, but that should have been a slide. But it was very fun to have a GoPro that day, and then I mean once you spend a moment with this woman, you just fall in love with her. She's funny, she's smart, she's she's so kind. She is, and she really isn't. I mean, she does not. She walks in and she's ready to meet you. She's engaging. She's not filtering. And so during the worst part of, and I'm going to say the worst part of not having our own station is that Jordan's no longer in Austin.
Yeah, she had to move away.
Yeah, and
we're still trying to keep in contact with her through the podcast. Did you know that she's 20 years our junior?
oh, I mean, we have to have somebody that's younger and has energy, Jody. We don't have the stamina. We don't have the stamina.
Well, one thing about left field is it brings in all people. It's a melting pot, like I just said, and you have people of much older age mixing with the real young, and because everybody's welcome, as long as you are cool. If you're not,
Yeah.
do not apply. Get the F out.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do not need uncool agitators in left field.
Yeah. Don't come in there and poke the bear.
Yeah.
Just come have fun.
Yeah.
Be polite.
Yeah, be chill. That's all we want. But
Yeah. Don't drink the Miller Lite. Leave the Miller Lite alone.
don't bring an empty box of not beer with you.
Don't bring a 6-pack and drink a 12-pack. That's just rude.
No, we're so excited. So Jordan is a Gemini, like Cameron, and they are curious, intelligent, versatile. She's somebody who's curious about people and the world that she lives in. Very intelligent, quick learners, good at processing ideas, versatile. They can adapt to different social situations. They could be the partier or the wallflower. They could switch back and forth. Gemini means too, as a twin. That's their symbol. It's the twins. And so you kind of you can get one person one day and another person another day. But they can join in. They're friendly. And Jordan's laughter is just so you just want to hear her laugh all day.
Oh my gosh, her laugh is so good. It's contagious. When she gets excited about something, it's so fun to watch. She's the life of the party, man. She's really brought it out to left field, and she was such a added bonus. And I'm gonna say the new generation of left field, it brought Becca and Michelle Pierce and Jamie. They bring a whole different energy, and we're so glad to have them out there. And um,
Well, they also will wear jorts, or they'll wear the leopard short.
yeah, they come up with themes. It's so funny. Yeah, they always have a costume, especially Jesse and Michelle Pierce. Like they dress up like when we're playing OU. They come out dressed as white trash, and it's so. And they have 2 kids, and they have their kids dressed, and it's so fun to watch. They just bring a different energy to left field. It's so funny.
Well, I will say when Jesse brings out that horn, it makes me crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you're watching it on TV, you can hear that horn the whole time.
Yeah, I'm sure. Actually, I've had people text me as like, "Can y'all stop with the horn?
Yeah.
It's so annoying." And I'm like, I mean, I'm not even gonna have that conversation with anybody. We have bigger fish to fry out there. I'm not gonna even touch it. So
No, I'm nervous about this season because from what we heard from Coach, that we're gonna have a little bit of an uphill climb. So, it'll be okay. We will
it'll be
make it.
fun.
It'll be fun as long as you're a good fan. That's all that matters. So
We've been through it before, Jody. We've had really good seasons, and we've had like years and years of not great seasons, and I just feel like left field is not always just about the game. It's really about reconnecting.
yes,
Yeah.
sometimes you won't see these guys until it's baseball season.
Yeah.
They might not have come out for the football tailgate, but it's an extension of the full family, but more characters come out in left field that you've been missing all year. So we are so excited to have Jordan as part of our family, our left field family. But now I feel like she's even extending this into her grace with giving us so much help on this podcast. We couldn't do it without her.
Oh my gosh, she has been. First of all, let's lay it out there. neither Jody or myself know anything about editing or producing or any of it. We're learning it as we go. It's been a fun adventure. Hopefully we're getting a little better at it. Jordan has had to edit the hell out of our recordings. She's done it with a smile on her face. She gives us great advice, and we're so thankful to have her on this team. It's like the mob. We just keep trying to pull her back in. I know you moved to the Carolinas and you want to be done with us, but we're like, you're back, and we're hoping that this becomes such a phenomenon that we get Jordan back in Texas. That is,
we're gonna manifest it, Shelly.
yeah.
They are mantras.
Yeah, it's just not the same since you went away. Come back to Texas.
There she goes singing.
Even that, I'm like, Jordan, can you edit out every time I sing? Can you edit out every time I sing and my endless laughing? Because I can't stop laughing at Jody when she starts telling stories.
We want your laugh. That's the best part.
I'm so annoyed.
Isn't that what we said this is about? We want to bring happiness to people.
That's right. Well, and Jordan has definitely brought so much joy to this podcast. Behind the scenes, she sends us funny notes, and we're so thankful. We're so thankful for her. And so,
without any further ado, here is Jordan Cannon. We are so glad you're here.
I know we miss you.
We miss you so much. We want to just hug you.
Whatever this is.
So Jordan, we have lots of questions for you. We were just gushing about you before you came on. So where are you living now?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
How are you liking it there?
I'm really enjoying it so far. I also, with the whole transition to ESPN from Longhorn Network, now I'm on the event side, so I'm traveling a ton. So I haven't gone to explore as much of Charlotte as I'd like, but I think my work schedule is slowing down as of like yesterday. So hopefully I'll have kind of the beginning of the year to relax a little bit and actually get to know the place a little bit more.
Yeah. So when you say events, what exactly are you talking about?
So now, if you're watching, my sports in the fall were soccer and volleyball. So if you were watching a volleyball match on TV, I was in the control room talking to the on-air people and saying, okay, we're going to put up this graphic on SEC standings, or okay, we're going to put up this little bio blast on the goalkeeper for North Carolina or something like that. And telling them what replays to run on air, and generally just steering the ship for a game that's on TV.
Oh my gosh, how exciting. Do you like it?
I really enjoy it. Since my last, 10 years at Longhorn Network, I was mostly in studio, which is you have a 2-hour pregame football show and you have to figure out how you're going to fill the 2 hours. Whereas this is, you have 2 minutes at the very beginning to give the biggest, most important things, and then you're just reacting to how the game plays out. So it's very different from what I did at Longhorn Network, but it's kind of a nice change of pace.
Wow, that's so exciting. I can't even imagine.
It's fun, and I always love it because, no 2 days are ever the same.
Yeah. No boring days. No boring days for Jordan. Okay, so where are you living? Your house is so cutely decorated.
Thank you. I am in Charlotte now. I am in a rental house right now because when I was selling my house in Austin when I moved, we were under contract, and then 2 days before closing, the buyer backed out with no explanation.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So then my house ended up being on the market a little bit longer than I had hoped, but I sold at the end of November. So
congrats.
Yes, thank you. And it's nice because I was stressed when I moved, like hoping that I would go straight from my Austin house to a house in Charlotte, and then the timeline got all jacked up and it was super stressful. But now I'm here. I'm in this awesome rent house I have a year lease, so I kind of have time to find something that I really like.
Well, hopefully you're back in Austin before then. That's our personal goal.
We're trying to
Fair.
make a full stop to have them, but I think it's always a good idea when you're moving to a different city to give it a year because you might find a location that you like better than when you were originally moving. So having that buffer year is probably a good idea. I've known other people that immediately jump into buying a house and then they're like, oh, I don't really like this area. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
We see that a lot.
Fair. Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, it's been nice to like again when I moved too, I wasn't sure how much I'd be traveling, and now that I'm traveling pretty much every week, like this house is less than 10 minutes from the airport. So it's so convenient.
very nice.
So smart. So where have you traveled to?
Ooh, okay. I've gone to Raleigh and Durham, North Carolina. I did go to I didn't have to go. They were great. I enjoyed Tallahassee, but I had to go 4 times this fall.
Oh, wow.
So I did get to go back to Austin twice, which was nice. My manager is awesome. And so whenever she had the chance to send me back there, she did. I went to Columbia, Missouri. I've been to Louisville twice. I just got back from Louisville. I spent a week in Louisville for the volleyball national championships this week. So that was awesome.
Nice.
I cover mostly ACC and SEC schools. So
Oh, nice.
Virginia Tech. Those are the big ones that come to mind.
Oh, I love
So you got to go to Atlanta. Was it for work or?
I went for fun.
Oh, good.
And that was the first Texas football game that I've attended as a fan since I believe 2013.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I've been at the games, for Texas game day, but it's different when you're sitting back in a fan seat and just watching.
When you're watching sports as a producer, are you constantly going, hey, why didn't you drop this? Hey, I hope they got that shot.
Yes. And I try not to. And most of the time it's great. I mean, we have a lot of talented producers, but then sometimes I just remember there was one game, it was whoever Texas played early in the season, and Arch came in late, and they just kept on putting up the same Arch graphic for like the entire fourth quarter, and I was thinking, what are we doing? We've seen this. We saw this 1 minute ago. Like at least give it a little bit of a breath. But I try to sit back and just enjoy.
Oh my gosh, so funny. And I would have to micromanage it. I would send editing notes just like, hey, next time, why don't y'all try to do that? Oh, hold up your cup.
Oh yes, one of my coworkers, Autumn, sent me this right before I left. She gave me this and a little like Texas keychain and a little Austin tea towel. It was so cute.
Okay, so your house, how many bedrooms?
This one is 4, but one right now is just boxes because I didn't know how long I was going to be in this house, and after the whole adventure of watching the movers pack the house up, I was not going to completely unpack here since I know, and most it's going to be here. So we kind of unpacked everything that I knew I would need, and like I have a ton of books, which I'm sure we can get into in a bit. So I didn't unpack most of my books, and like all my decorative kitchens, tchotchkes. I'm a big tchotchke person.
Yeah, I mean, she has a bunch of like holiday decorations. So it's so cute.
Shelly, as you know, is not a tchotchke person.
No, I don't.
My boxes of tchotchkes would bother you so much.
Oh my gosh. I'd be like, that needs to go to Goodwill.
If you ever need a clergy, she'll help you. Where did you go to college, Jordan?
I went to UT. I graduated in 2014, and I was there from 2010 to 2014, and then I started at Longhorn Network a month after I graduated.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Where were you born?
Technically Bedford, Texas, but I grew up in Arlington.
Okay. What was your growing up like? Tell us about do you have siblings and
Yes, I have one brother. He's 2 years younger than me, and growing up was great. I was in, Arlington, so it's kind of, it's a suburb of Dallas and Fort Worth, so you're close enough to things to go do them, but Arlington's pretty chill, or used to be when I was there anyway. I played sports all growing up. I have neurofibromatosis, which, long story as short as I can make it, it's tumors that grow around your nerves. So I played sports all growing up until, I guess, after my freshman year in high school, I couldn't keep up in like the off season because I had to have a couple surgeries. I had a lot of my right hip, like the muscle and fat removed there to get all the tumor out of there. So then that's why I switched to golf. And I still play golf today. But then I was also I love musical theater. I couldn't do it because I was obviously doing the sports. I only did like the end of year musical at school. And I was always, whoever, like chorus person in the back, but I loved it. Like if I didn't need to make money and I just could live however, I would absolutely just be doing like community theater. Yeah. So that is something I enjoy.
Well, I have to say, I mean, my long-term goal with this podcast is to take it on the road.
Oh, there we go.
And so we are going to have to lean into that and really have a deep conversation with it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm in.
Yeah. Wow. You're the gift that keeps on giving.
I mean, just so multifaceted. Like,
Holy moly.
Yeah, I liked to do a lot of stuff. That was kind of the weird thing too when I ended up in this job because when you're little, you're in musical theater. I wanted to play sports. That obviously didn't pan out. So I went to school and I thought I was going to be an agent. I wanted to be a sports agent. And my literally first day on campus, we went to the Gone to Texas event, and I found the Texas Student Television booth, I guess is what you would call it. And they told me, come out and watch our Monday night sports show. It's called College Press Box. It's like Sports Center for Texas sports. And I went that first Monday I was on campus, and then I was completely converted. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do with my life.
Wow. You just landed into that. And man,
I love those stories. So, what is your favorite sport that you've played, and what's your favorite one to be the producers on?
I loved playing volleyball. That was my first real passion, sport wise.
Yeah.
And then golf is fun because you can play it forever. That's one thing I would tell younger women is if you enjoy it and you're good at it, just keep playing it because you're gonna play it forever. Like it's always a fun kind of party trick because you show up. I remember my first team building event at Longhorn Network was Top Golf, and no one really knew me, and so I was kind of quiet, and I ended up winning the tournament we played. So
nice.
trying to pull out that you can play golf too. And my favorite to produce is probably still softball. I do love softball. There's excitement and the athletes are so much fun and the sport is on the rise. So I love producing softball.
Well, it seems like with softball that, I mean, it's just a big community. They're like a gigantic sisterhood, and the family's investment in softball is just mind blowing.
It's so cool. And I've been lucky to go to the Women's College World Series for some other projects in the company, and you'll see people out there from teams that aren't even playing. They stuck there because they live nearby or their team was pretty good, so they went ahead and bought tickets, and even though their team didn't make it, it's such a cool experience to be out there in Oklahoma City at USA Softball Stadium. So people will go anyway. It's awesome. People are just so passionate about the sport.
Yeah. Well, I think they invest so much time and energy in a sport, and then they're just, I mean, I can't imagine sports families when it ends. What do you do? Yeah, you keep going.
But you do it so much time on the road, driving to tournaments, driving to work, going to practice, whoop, there's a lot of time.
It's a big commitment, but I'm sure even if we're not playing them, they'll put their horns down in this.
Yeah.
That is one thing I got irritated with at the SEC championship is I had a whole bunch of fun, nice Texas fans around me, and then there were two Georgia fans. They were kind of younger guys, and they were sitting in front of us, and they just kept turning around and horns downsing me. And it normally doesn't bother me, but I was getting so irritated.
Oh my gosh, I would get to run the ad on this interview.
We were at the tavern. I'm sure you missed it, and watching the Georgia Texas game, the second round, and there were just some Georgia fans there, and they were just being agitators, and I was like, "Why? Why?"
Jody, they weren't even Georgia fans. They weren't even Georgia fans. They were just agitators.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't even know if they were Georgia fans, but it was like, come on, dude. No, I hear you. I mean, I just love that you're such a big fan. And we were talking about when we first met you was when, from what we recall, you may recall it different, was in left field. And Shelly said we had missed a few games, and then you guys were there. And I remember you were doing some producing in left field.
Yes. Yes. My very first experience out there was I was helping produce a feature on like a day in the life of Mark Pena. It was day in the life of Occupy Left Field at that point, because one other thing that I used to do, produce Coach Pierce's coaches show. So every week in the spring, towards the end of the season, he would come in and they bring a player in and we just recap the week and, to get to know the players better. But yes, for that show, I was producing a day in the life of Occupied Left Field, and they let me. I obviously mic'd up Mark. Cross would not let us put a mic on him, which is fair.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, no, but you know who they gave it to instead? Denny.
Oh, perfect.
And then so that was heavy editing. Love those guys, but I had to edit quite a bit out of there.
Well, you also gave me a GoPro,
Oh, that's right.
but you had to completely probably delete.
3 seconds of that.
Only 30 seconds you could take out.
So funny. Okay, we have some questions for you.
Bring it
So,
on.
I guess when you came to left field, got to see all of the ladies in left field. What did you think about that unruly crowd when you first?
It was funny because y'all intimidating, like sitting on the table with your drinks or your wine. Like, and I know a couple of y'all had red wine, and I was just like, oh, this is fancy. I think I just rock Coors Light. Oh no. Like, I mean, y'all are so welcoming and so sweet. So I felt so invited into the group as soon as I met y'all. Like, it was awesome. But it was definitely intimidating walking up and there's like 8 of you sitting in stacked up on the picnic table. Like,
I know. And it was almost like when you go into a Hollywood like screening and they have the director's chair. And so it's like there are places that people are allowed to stand or sit. And when other people would come in and take over those places, there would be like some territorial,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was definitely like, excuse me, no thank you.
Get off of my picnic table immediately.
You can go sit over there.
like you or Becca, but there were some other people that I'm like, hey,
Well, and when they show up for one game and they're like, okay, I'm gonna sit with y'all. And it's like, excuse me, no thank you. Jordan, I have to tell you, we were intimidated by y'all. We were intimidated by y'all because we missed a couple of games, and I talk about this in your intro. We missed a couple of games. We come out there, and y'all are there, and y'all are bringing Mark so much joy, and we're kind of all like, we've seen all his hat tricks, so we're like, oh, Mark yeah, okay, and then he has this little what we perceived as like this little fan club, and we were like, what the hell's going on? And we had missed a couple of games, and then so y'all had like obviously sat on the picnic table, and then we're like, excuse me, what are y'all doing on our table? If you knew how long it took us to move up the ranks, like I used to stand like 3 deep and like try to watch the game over Stacey Underwood's shoulder. And then we finally got the picnic tables and we could all see and everything. It was like a gradual thing. It was like you had to kiss the ring. You had to bring the wine and work your way to the front. And then you finally get a front seat and you show up and there's this whole new crowd. And it's like, what the hell? What was that?
well, I was glad you were there for sure. We all were, and that's the sweetest thing. So we want to ask you, and you can be honest on this podcast. We don't care, but
She knows she has to listen now.
what do you think of the horn?
Jesse's Laura.
I love it, but it's also like I know that it bugs people when everyone starts blowing it and it gets out of hand, but I just love Jesse. That's so funny you brought that up. I'm actually there in town because Michelle's family lives here, so I'm gonna go see them later.
Oh, good. Oh, send us some pictures.
I will. No, it's more of I like it because it irritates the opposing fans inside. Like, I can't tell you how many times he'll blow it, and then we get the stink eye from someone sitting in, like, the far left field seats. It's hilarious. But it definitely does get out of hand. We need to have a bouncer, or maybe not just leave it out there willy-nilly. I am with you.
That's so funny.
I agree. What was your favorite memory from left field?
Gosh, there are so many. Of the times I can remember, but most of the time, I think it would have had to be whatever super regional against Tennessee Tech, when after the team like came out to left field, or was acknowledging, just acknowledging us, because like everyone in left field is so passionate about Texas baseball, and the parents are out there sometimes, so we know the parents appreciate it, but to see that the players hear it and appreciate it is just, it's nice. It's really cool. I thought it was cool of them. I love how dedicated we are. So I think that was whatever. Cody Clemens hit like 7 million home runs that year.
Yeah. That was a good year. That was fun. That was a
Yeah. So just for the listener, is like sometimes the entire team will run out to left field after a big win, after a game, and it is very exciting.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Shelly's such a cleat chaser that
I have not cleat chased since Bubble Butt. Bubble Butt was my last cleat chase.
Are you allowed to tell us who that is, or is that a secret?
I mean, I just called him Bubble Butt and Bubbles. I don't even remember his name anymore. He had it was a shop. I'm at TechSmart.
from one bubble butt to another.
Exactly. It was like mutual butt aspirations. Like,
I think Shelly had to give up her cleat chasing because it became creepy when you're like a 50-year-old mom.
well, I just started
Younger than your own kids, you can't be chasing.
exactly. I moved to the dad.
That checks out.
That tracks. It was Zubia. Like,
Wait, you're saying Zach?
I'm no dad.
Oh,
Yeah. It was like he would walk up and I would just
Shelly is on your laminated look.
you might be. It's long. He's so sweet and he's a really good hugger.
yes, he is. That's very true. I have to tell y'all, the very first, obviously the first podcast y'all sent me, it was part of it was a laminated list, and I was like, where are we going with this? So when you did the next one and Shelly actually like laid out what her list is, I was like, this makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, who's on your laminated list, Jordan?
I love Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Huge fan of Tom Hardy. For a very long time, it was Rob Gronkowski.
Okay.
Who else? Let's see. Of people I would like to hang out with, it would be Brian Johnson, actually the entirety of AC/DC, the band. Like, that would just be so cool. Mark would hate that because he has beef with Thunderstruck, but whatever.
Oh, I'm so tired of Thunderstruck. And did you see the Bebo? Have you seen the Bebo video?
No, I haven't.
Hookem is jamming out to Thunderstruck, and it looks like he's whacking off.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's so bad. They were like, I think Taylor sent it out to everybody. It was like, it is so inappropriate. And they were like, Bebo, Hookem cannot do that move more.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, all right. What do you miss the most about Austin?
I get this question quite a bit, and I know it sounds cliche, but it's honestly like the people, you guys. I miss my friends because I was in Austin for 14 years. Like, I did the cool Austin stuff. It's nice to come somewhere new and do all, learn a new city. But it's definitely tough. Like, I have don't get me wrong. Like, my cousin lives here. I have friends here, but it's it's not the same. Like, I can't just pop over to happy hour, or it's not the whole group's at a bar and they're like, hey, come meet us. We're going to go watch this Texas basketball game. So I just miss having like all my people around. and knowing that like at any time if I want to go do something, there's probably a group of you guys doing something that I can meet up and hang out.
Hey, who do you miss the most?
That's a terrible question.
Go ahead.
Oh man, I think I miss. Oof, it's tough because it's not one person. It's a tie between the left field group and my trivia group. Because like I had been hanging out. We went to Pluckers Trivia every Wednesday night outside of the pandemic. I mean, probably starting in I think it's 2015, like right after I graduated. And the group changed a little bit, but the core group was always there. And so I've been seeing those people every Wednesday night for years. So that is a weird adjustment. And then same deal with left field. Like I was out in either out in left field with you guys or at Mark's house or at the tavern or wherever watching baseball with you guys every weekend. It's the spring is going to be a weird adjustment. I'm honestly not totally sure how I'm going to feel about that. Just like sitting in my backyard watching baseball, but I have already planned a couple trips. So I know that I'm going to go on the Vegas trip and I know I'm going to go to the Globe Life tournament and then I'll figure out 1 or 2 home series to get to.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, so I'll be back. It's like I'm gone forever, but it's definitely just weird thinking about I'm not going to be there for like the home opening weekend. That's weird.
Yeah. Who's in your trivia group? Becca sent us a video this week, and so
One.
Oh, yes. Oh, because she put the do we have stickers? I want a sticker. Is that what she has?
yeah, I'll send you some stickers.
I saw that and I was like, wait, I need one of those.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's me, obviously Becca, Antonio, another left field guy.
Yeah.
Chris Hummer, Chris's wife Ellie, Will Bazier and his wife Annabelle Bazier. Was that 7? Oh, Chris's brother David. And Adam. Left field Adam.
Oh my gosh, hilarious.
Yes.
We call him Mijo. Oh, it's finally out. We've been calling him Mijo the whole time. And then now y'all know it's Adam.
Who's your best friend?
Oh, that's I would say so Becca, obviously, one of my oldest friends. My 2 college roommates, Amy Johnson and Morgan Grogan. Morgan Williams at the time, now Morgan Grogan. They both live in Houston. That was also a bummer. Is my 2 we were finally all kind of back within driving distance of each other, the 3 of us, and then of course I moved away because normally Morgan was in Washington DC for a long time. Then she moved back, and Amy works in minor league baseball, so she'd kind of been all around, and then she moved back, so we were all like right here, and then I was like, well, moving to North Carolina.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad. You'll get back. We're working on it.
And I do have one good friend that I've had since 4th grade. Her name's Megan McClendon, and she and I are still in touch. Like she came up to visit once, and I know. And it's funny because Megan and I did not get along when she lived in the neighborhood. Our moms were friends, so like we were forced to hang out all the time. But she's definitely one of my best friends now.
Oh, I love that.
Have you done a lot of interviewing of guests? Or were you producing interviews where you had a really good guest and a really bad guest?
Oh, okay. So, yes. Short answer, yes. But I've had this issue kind of as a producer and also just as an interviewer because one of my jobs, as a feature producer, which is what I did before I started doing like the full big shows, you go and you sit down with all the relevant people for a feature or a story and you interview them. And sometimes you get great people who are thoughtful and give concise, thoughtful answers. And sometimes you have people that give like a yes or a no. It just makes you want to pull your hair out. That was the hard thing is trying to come up with enough follow-up questions to get something for what you needed.
Yeah. Right.
I'll never forget. It was Tate Shaw to tie it to baseball again. Tate Shaw had like an incredible catch at the left field wall, and we were doing something. I can't remember what we were doing the feature on, but I said like, walk me through what that was like, because I mean he was like over, and I saw the ball, and then I jumped up, and then I caught it.
Oh my gosh.
So I saw the ball.
And I was like, thank you, Tate. Thank you so much. Sure.
Can we talk about your feelings about catching that ball?
He was a very he was funny, but he was dry, and I think he hated being on camera, which is scary. That's the other thing is a lot of those guys hate being on camera. So I get it. Which I saw it, and I jumped up and I caught it. You don't say.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Do you have any goals for this year that you're hoping to accomplish?
I just found out a couple weeks ago that I am getting my first direct report, so it's the first time I'll be managing someone.
Oh boy.
It's daunting. So my goal is just to manage her the best that I can, and kind of, because sometimes it sounds like she kind of is getting stuck where I was for a little while, where it's like you're very good at your job, but there's not headcount to promote you and move you around, and get you more experience with stuff. So one of my goals.
So you can tell her I'm gonna go on this podcast train with these two idiots. So let's make this work because you can take my job.
Right. But no, she's very smart and very talented, and so my goal this year is just to try and accomplish more of her goals, help her accomplish more of her goals. Yeah, that's probably my work goal. Personally, I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. Maybe just try and get in better shape and drink a little less, but that's probably not gonna happen.
Let's be real. I stopped adding that to my list.
It hadn't been for a while, and I was like, maybe this is the year.
Yeah.
Eh.
I keep trying to every, Sunday night, I'm like, this week, just dial it back. And then, Monday afternoon, I'm like, anybody out for HH?
That is open.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, Lord. We were making fun of ourselves yesterday, and I was doing some Snapchats, and, you put filters on it that changes your complete personality. And I was like, we're going to La Mancha. Well, then we had just gone to Trudy's, and then we had an interview, and then we went to La Mancha. I'm like, oh, Lord.
Oh my gosh, Jordan, the place we interviewed yesterday, it was, oh yeah.
Oh, dear. What did...
And we had kids with us, so it was very uncomfortable. It was like, oh boy. Oh boy.
Downloaded it yet. I can't wait to hear this.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's gonna require a lot of editing. We won't be going back to that place.
So in Austin, you had some favorite haunts. What was a lickable plate that you had? Now that you know what a lickable plate is, what's your favorite meal you've had in places that you really liked in Austin?
So one of my go-tos that I try and go every time I go back is Madam Mam's, the Thai food restaurant.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There's this little coffee shop and eatery called Mary's Cafe. It was very near the office off of Red River. Incredible bagel breakfast sandwiches. I would go there at least once a week. It was great. They knew when I got a new car, I went in the first time. He's like, "Oh, that's not your car."
Oh my gosh, hilarious. I love when you get to regular status
Yes.
somewhere.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I have a little bit of regular status here now, at a place called Cellar&Ale. It's like a wine bar and restaurant.
Nice.
It's that I found the wine bar. But they're great. It's owned by this couple, and I just went in because it's in the town called Matthews that I kind of would like to live in if I don't live up here by the airport.
I love that.
I sometimes, with the Pisces in me, I get where I'm like, I don't want to be the regular, so I'll give it a break. I'll be like, okay, we're gonna take a little break from this, and then we'll
It's
come
like,
back.
oh, they recognize me. I'm gonna have to start wearing costumes.
Disguises incognito.
We went to La Mancha yesterday, and the young waitress just immediately she didn't even, hey, what do y'all want? And she just bought it. She was like, I got you, boo. I was like, thanks.
It's nice to not have to go somewhere and just know that you're gonna be taken care of, though. But I totally appreciate that aspect of it.
Me too. Me too. Jody likes to hide from it. I like to lean in. Like, hi, I'm here.
Go on, bring it on.
Come on, Melvin. Acknowledge I'm here. Bring me my margarita.
I'm like, we used to go walking on Town Lake together, and I would wear big sunglasses, a hat, because I didn't want anybody to be like, Miss Wynn, is that you?
It's not me. Don't look. Don't make eye contact.
And I was the opposite. I was like, good morning. How are you? What's going on? Jody was like, stop talking to people.
Katie Pena's name gets chanted at the football game this weekend. in the section that you're at, they were just screaming, Katie Pena, the whole section.
Oh my gosh, that's why? Just for fun, like
Somebody saw her, probably a parent or family, and then it just became everybody was screaming her name. I mean,
that's awesome.
Uh,
I would die.
hey, you said you had a brother. What's your brother's name?
His name is Colin.
Okay. And
And
how old
he
is he?
is 30. He's 2 years younger than me. He lives in Dallas. He works in commercial real estate.
And your parents are still alive?
Yes, my mom lives in it's called Caddo Valley, but it's BFE, Arkansas. So she's there. My dad's in Grapevine.
What do you consider home?
That's so weird that you asked that because I was just thinking that this morning because I'm flying to Dallas at the end of the week to go see my dad and my brother. And it was like, whoa, oh, I'm flying home. Well, is Dallas, because Austin was home for a long time, but then I still call kind of the Dallas area home. And like now Charlotte's, I don't know. It's kind of, I was thinking about this morning. I feel like probably Austin's still kind of home at this point just because that's where I've been for so long.
Okay.
We love that. We love that. Bring Jordan home. Bring Jordan home. Hey, did you ever work any other jobs like prior?
No. Well, I mean, like I worked at a boutique in high school and I worked at Target in college, but no like career. I didn't have any other
Right.
quote unquote big girl jobs before this. I stopped my internship on May 5th, 2014. And then I started at Longhorn Network on, or maybe it was May 2nd, 2014. And then I started on June 2nd, like 1 month, literally 1 month.
Oh my God.
I started, I was just at Longhorn until I moved up here.
Man, do you miss Longhorn Network?
I miss our team because it was by the end of it, everyone was kind of, in the weeds together, figuring out how are we going to put on an entire 2-hour football pregame show, with like our ops crew was really smart and really good at their jobs. And they made it so that even when we were getting fewer resources and we had less people working on stuff, we still put on a good show, I think. Yeah. But it was one of those like that. It was a really tight-knit group just because we were getting fewer and fewer resources and more people were leaving because they knew that Texas was going to move to the SEC and Longhorn Network was going to shut down. So people were obviously trying to find other opportunities, which makes total sense. But by those of us that were there through the end of it, like we worked really hard to do the best that we could for Texas fans right up until, I think it was July 1.
What did you think about the move to SEC from a UT perspective, not a ESPN perspective?
From a YouTube perspective, I mean, I think it's smart. I think you get into a conference with, I mean, for lack of a better term, like more kind of clout in a lot of avenues. I am interested to see how it plays out. Obviously in football, it was great. I think softball is going to be really competitive. I think baseball is going to be really competitive. Obviously, I mean, I think the women's basketball team is, kicking ass everywhere right now. So, I think it'll end up being good for the athletic program.
Do you like that they have the open transfer policies? Do you like that?
It doesn't bother me, but that's probably because there hasn't been like a really annoying situation for Texas yet.
How do you feel about NIL money?
I think it's good for the student athletes because they were working so hard, and it's good for I love women's sports, so I think it's really good for women's sports because
Agreed.
now there's an avenue for Maddie Skinner to make a ton of money because she is an incredible athlete and she has a following on social media and all this, so now she can make money off that. And she was in a Fairfield Pin ad this fall. Like that's awesome.
Yeah. I love it for women's sports. 100%. I think it's great. Yeah.
I think it was the wild, wild west for a little bit though.
Oh yeah.
You had Jim Baum from the car dealership down the street giving a kid a couple $1,000s to go to whatever school he wanted. And, there wasn't anything official. There wasn't paperwork. It was all like handshake deals. So the kids would show up and they're not getting what they were quote unquote promised. And I think that's kind of where it was a can of worms. But now that they're going through it for a couple years, I think people are kind of figuring out the right way to deal with it.
Yeah, I think right now it's still a little bit of the Wild West, but I think once they start, right, they're gonna have to figure out the policies on it because it's gonna get, like you're saying, it's already unfair the way women's sports are being treated. But I do think this will help women get what they should be getting as well. And I'm seeing more of an increase in people being interested in women's sport because of the more notoriety of the players that are coming out and just being this incredible athlete, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, I was in Louisville for volleyball. They, I think, pretty much sold out KFC Yum Center. Is the highest attendance at an NCAA volleyball championship ever.
Yeah.
That's
You
incredible.
know, it's on the rise. It's exciting to see where all women's sports are going. Volleyball, softball. The next thing is probably, and I'm a little bit biased probably because I was in this world this fall, but like women's soccer. Those are some incredible, tough athletes, and you'd love to see that grow in popularity a little bit.
Right. I did hear that a person at UT, a family, donated millions of dollars to the UT cheer program, which is nice,
Oh, awesome! I hadn't heard that.
you know. And they were like, "Where are they going to spend all this money?" I'm like, "Well, they should do scholarships for these cheerleaders. They too have to travel with those teams, and they too have to make a lot of the sacrifices. And people, they still don't see it as a sport, but it definitely has athletic features to it. I know sports, there's very specific people say, if it's not competing against another group or if there's not a ball related to it, there's a defining factor on that. But I think that they do a lot, just like the band. And I'm such a band. I love the band. I just can't get enough of the band. I can be adjacent to the band all day.
All day.
All day.
Going
Love
back to the
it.
cheer thing, like there is now a competition. It's still kind of in the early stages, but like when they're not in the fall, they do football. In the spring, it's actually a competition. It's called Stud. There's a group of them, and it is like you're going head to head with another cheer squad, like live scoring. You go, you do a routine. The other team does a routine, you get points, and then they do. I can't remember exactly how many rounds, but like at the end, there's a winner, and you just keep. It's like a bracket. You keep going on, and then head to head at the end. Like so, they are actually like competing too. So I'm totally with you there.
All right. I'm excited to see where this goes. And I do think sometimes I watch these college football games and I'm like, why do we need pro teams anymore? This is insane. This is
Agreed.
I guess it's just for y'all's fantasy football, ladies.
Oh my gosh. How'd you do on fantasy football?
I was so bad again, but I won more games this year, but still so bad. And I don't understand how I was so bad.
I mean, you beat me.
I couldn't remember if I beat you or not. I meant to look it up before you jumped on here in case this came up, but
Yeah.
no. That I think I had 4 wins this year, and I had 1 last year, so I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
Yeah. Well, I after like got beat by you and somebody else that sucks. That no offense.
My teammate was, "Oh no, I suck again."
So for the listener, we have an all ladies fantasy football league, and Cassidy Mora always wins, or Cheryl, and Cheryl's our commissioner, which I find shady when the commissioner wins. And but I think Katie's
She's
winning.
very good at stats.
Oh, she is. But I think Katie's winning this season. Yeah, you get the stats up.
Let me pull this up real quick because I did go in. My problem is I don't know where we are in the season sometimes. So like I went in to set my lineup this week and it was like, oh, 11th place. I'm just not playing anymore. Okay, but
Well, I'm probably 12th place because I stopped looking. I played one game against somebody, and half of my team was on a bye week or injured.
Yeah.
you're actually 10th. Shelly.
Oh, good.
The wine is the other problem is I don't know who everyone is. The winos is in the lead.
That's Katie.
That's Katie, right? Artificial TDs. That's a hilarious name, by the way.
Oh no, it's hilarious.
Unsolicited Knicks picks. I'm just here for the queue. Those are the top 4.
Cassidy is Nick's picks, and then I think Jackie's cousin is artificial TDs, and then what was the last one?
I'm just here for the cue. That's Kendra.
Yeah. And Kendra usually sucks like we do.
Oh,
And
well, I'm so
she's
excited
in the
for
top 4. I know. At the Mazel Crawl, she was like, I'm like in the top. I get to keep playing. She was so surprised. Yeah. She was like, what's happening in this world that I'm in the finals?
She would just be like, I'm only putting Green Bay players up there, because she's not.
Yeah.
And I think Casey Johnson would always just put Dallas Cowboy players up.
No, she stopped doing that because it made her so mad.
But I think she still did that last year because last year was my first year, and so I don't take all Cowboys players, but I pick a few of my favorites, but then Casey would take all of them.
Oh my God. So you're a Cowboys fan. You just outed yourself. Okay. Are you also a Rangers fan?
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
That was my first sporting event because my dad's office when I was growing up was very close to Ranger Stadium, so they had awesome. They had the season tickets. It was the 4 right behind home plate on the front.
Oh my God.
So, yes. So whenever I was old enough to sit through 5 innings of baseball, my dad would take us. And so we sat there. Yeah. So baseball was my first sport. I think that's probably why I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's because it was the first one I ever attended.
I'm sorry. Did you see Nolan Ryan pitch?
I mean, I wouldn't have remembered it. I started going when I was really little. I probably don't remember until near the end of Pudge Rodriguez's career is when I start kind of remembering games.
Okay. Hey, we have to talk about books. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead and talk about Night Circus. Get it out of the way.
I know. I'm so glad. So we were walking in Mark and Katie's neighborhood, and we saw one of the little libraries that you steal books from.
Yeah. Still.
It's their blending library.
And so that got us talking about books, and they brought up the Night Circus, and they said to me, it's a very polarizing book, so I'm interested to see how you like it. And I loved it. And I didn't really, Shelly, are you the only one that didn't like it?
No.
Okay. You're the only one I heard that didn't like it. Well, these podcast interviews that you've been doing, I feel like you're the only one that said you didn't like it.
Well, there were quite a few, but they prefer not to be named because it is
happened to the book group, and they were like, I'm not.
yeah, everybody's like head down. It's so funny whenever we talk about Night Circus on the podcast, somebody who should not be named text me and go, that damn Night Circus. I can't believe we're still talking about that stupid.
I know it is.
How many years ago was that? Because they recommended this to me this is at least 2 years ago. So it had 2
years ago.
Okay.
This is to me now in this podcast is that Where's Waldo is when are they gonna say Night Circus?
How can we get night? That's a drinking game.
This is a drinking game. This is a long drinking game.
I so gets her friends by if you liked it or not. She's on Tinder for Night Circus.
Yeah. Jody says I have no poker face when somebody's like, I like Night Circus. I'm like, oh. I'm gonna reread it since y'all love it. And Cheryl is like, I'm like, I don't like fantasy books. She's like, Harry Potter. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even put that's a fantasy book in my head.
Well, because I do think nowadays fantasy, and don't get me wrong, because I'm absolutely in the world, but fantasy is very much fairies and dragons, and there's no way that is happening in this world. Harry Potter, it was still, I feel a little bit maybe there is a little magical school off on an island that us muggles don't know about.
I mean, I hope so. That's a goal. I hope there's a Harry Potter. I think there's a little Harry Potter in all of us.
Yes. But there's certainly not a giant dragon flying around somewhere. We're not walking the parapet to go get to it.
Maybe when Elon moves us up to Mars, there's dragons up
there. You
there.
Go. Maybe. Yeah.
If not, I'm sure he'll invent them because I think I think Mars will just turn into a big video game for him. So what are you reading? What are you reading right now?
I am actually in between books. I just finished Demon Copperhead.
So good.
So good, but I need to find some light stuff. I actually have the third book in the Fourth Wing series, Onyx Storm, is coming out. And
Good.
so that's kind of the next one I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Well, Demon Copperhead was so good. It's just really heavy, so I need some.
So heavy. Yeah. Well, I look at our list. Look at our notes. There's some. There's some. I mean, you can jump on the Holly Madison down the rabbit hole with me.
I'm actually, hold on. Let me pull up because my problem is I have a Kindle, and I also, like, with Amazon, I'll do the no rush thing if it's not something I need immediately. So then I looked down the other day and I had like $47 in those no rush rewards, and they were expiring like the next day. So I just like got like 10 or 12 books.
I
So
love
let me see what I have. Oh, okay. So this is more like fantasy series, but there's The Serpent and the Wings of Night. That was a really good one, similar to Fourth Wing. I read The Silent Patient, not fantasy at all, but very good.
So good.
Very good. First Light Wins is one I just read, or recently, I guess. I'm waiting on one also to come out. It was supposed to be out a while ago, so I'm annoyed with the author, but it's called Spark of the Everflame. That one is a fantasy one. So I got a little bit of everything. I pretty much, I'll take whatever recommendation. Obviously, I'll go look at our list, but I'll take kind of whatever recommendation and put them in my want to read, because I can read pretty much anything. The only book that I couldn't get through is, oh, what is the one?
Is it Doppelganger?
No.
Painful. Oh my gosh. Well, we're gonna wrap. Texas. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
Do you allow the Longhorns to live rent-free in your brain? Do you find yourself throwing the horns down so often that your fingers are practically stuck in that position? Well, folks, it's time to reclaim your hand health and your dignity. Introducing the Anti-Horns Assistive Brace, AHAB for short. The only device clinically proven to stop your UT hate spiral by physically forcing your fingers into a peace sign or even a thumbs up. That's right. No more walking around the office flashing horns down at Karen in accounting, who doesn't even like football. Our patented Relax It's Just a Game technology activates every time you go to flex your fingers into that oh-so-petty gesture. Suddenly, instead of feeding your weird obsession, you're spreading good vibes, or at least pretending to. Side effects include temporary happiness, actual conversations about your own team, and Karen may be talking to you again. So go ahead, break free from your Longhorn fixation. Visit hornsfreehands.com. That's hornsfreehands.com, and use promo code HOOKED for 10% off your first brace. Because life's too short to hate a team that beats you most of the time anyway. Seriously, though, get help.